is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
To return some videotapes. To return some videotapes. To return some videotapes. To return some videotapes. To return some videotapes.
Welcome back, everyone, to Strange Glow Video on the Ectoviolence channel. We are your hosts and brothers, Alec and Justin. Tonight we're going to be talking about our Halloween watch list. In a little bit, we're going to each list off 5 movies and probably have some discussions about them and see what you guys are up to in the chat. I noticed we have 1 viewer to start. Sometimes these things are pretty slow to start. So, how you doing tonight?
I am doing pretty good. Can't complain. I see you got your cat friend there.
Yeah, there's one on my lap and one right in front of me rubbing on the microphone. So
Nice.
there he is in his glory.
Yeah, I'm excited for all the Halloween movies this month. Just excited for Halloween in general. All the decorations, all these fun things.
Yeah, we've been kind of talking about it on and off the last couple of weeks, but we've both been having sort of a really whimsical Halloween this year. You because you have kids and trying to show them the spooky good time without having too spooky of a time. And me just because it's kind of nostalgic and it's like, dude, Ernest Scared Stupid is still scary, dude.
There's some terrifying shit in that. Like, I remember when we saw that in movie theaters, and I don't know if you went to that or not.
I was probably too young. I mean, if I did, what did that come out, 93? I'd been 2 years old, so it would have just been fucking carried along.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out, like, I distinctly remember seeing that at the Cinema 8 in Olathe, and I remember being, like, terrified, like, especially the monster when he's under the bed and, like, terrifying the little girl. Like, that really, the monster under the bed thing, man, gets you as a kid.
Oh, that one for real fucked me up as a kid, because she looks under the bed, there's no monster, and then he's in the bed with her, and you're like, oh shit, the tables have turned, motherfucker. Like, that opens up a whole new world of fear for you when you're a kid.
Well, and that was after having seen A Nightmare on Elm Street, and, like, I distinctly remember Johnny Depp's death.
Oh yeah.
In the first Nightmare, getting sucked into the waterbed watching TV, and, like, that was fucking terrifying. And so, like, there's always, like, bed issues. Like, as a kid, and this is, like, some childhood trauma shit here.
Well, then there's the waterbed death in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Mom and Dad had a waterbed when we were kids. It wasn't clear like his was, but, like, you know what I mean? That was also freaky. I mean, I didn't watch that growing up, but, like, thinking about it now, I'm like, shit.
Yeah. So, like, having a shitty spring mattress as a kid, like, there'd be times where I'd be laying in the bed, and, like, if the spring was, like, poking into my ribs or stomach wrong, I'd be like, oh my God, that's Freddy's claw. Fucking terrifying, man. That shit fucks you up.
Yeah.
It's legit. So, yeah.
Yeah, speaking of, this week I did do a review of the new Nightmare on Elm Street 4K set. It is one of the best performing videos on the channel, so welcome 200-something new subscribers we got off of that. So check that
that's
video
pretty
out
awesome
if you're interested. Did comparisons with the 1999 DVD set and the Blu-rays and a couple VHS that I have. Today I was working on Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, and tomorrow Rocky Horror comes in on 4K as well, so that'll be coming out as well eventually when I get around to it. A lot of interesting stuff happening in the next couple months, physical media-wise, because Anaconda, Ninja Turtles, some fun stuff. I'm not one of those people who buys all the new releases, but, like, any of them that are super interesting to me, I'm going to buy and talk about.
There's a ton of stuff hitting physical media, which is good because, you know, there's people out there terrified of physical media going away, and it's I would say for the market that it's catered to, it's doing well.
Yeah.
I would love to see more, but the market demand I don't think is paying for that right now. But I'm also seeing more people just so fed up with streaming. Like Disney's having another price hike. I mean, all these streamers are having sometimes multiple price hikes per year, and they don't always have shit you want to watch. So I get it. I get out there and buy physical media because
We'll probably
can't.
re-sign up for it eventually, but we canceled our Disney a couple of weeks ago, and that's all I'll say about that.
Mm-hmm.
But we still rocking Shudder. Joe Bob is doing Nightmare on Elm Street this week, so that should be fun.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Still, we're rewatching that 70s show right now, and that's on Peacock. Still have plenty of streaming services. We're just taking a break from Disney and Hulu, I guess, at the same time since we paired those up.
Yeah. Well, it's basically the same thing anymore. I don't think you can just do one or the other anymore.
Yeah.
For a while, I think you could, but I don't think they allow that anymore. But it's an interesting time. So yeah, buy the physical media. Let people know that you want physical media.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Is some of these, sometimes they're just releasing the same shit over and over. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they are doing upgraded scans and stuff, and sometimes only nerdy people like myself care about that. Like this Rocky Horror thing, there's a lot of interesting things to consider on that new scan that I'm looking forward to investigating. But other people are like, I just want to watch the movie. I don't give a fuck. Is it streaming? You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. But can't have it taken away from it.
Yeah.
Not as easily anyway. So that's what I would say.
I gotta get a cider mill trip planned here. A cider mill pumpkin patch trip planned. Needs to happen this month.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get some donuts.
Yeah, we're going camping later this month, so that'll be cool. Excited to have some fall camping and some. I don't know. I got to figure out what I'm going to watch while we're camping. Obviously, there's some classics out there that you could go with, but
if you want to go like more family friendly and or have both options. Obviously, there's stuff like Blair Witch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good call. Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while too.
That'd be fun to watch.
I like that. Yeah, wall camping. Yeah.
Obviously, you have the Friday the 13th movies. Various ones have camping and campgrounds and stuff. There's lots of just camp-themed horror in general, but Tucker and Dale versus Evil is a good one that's kind of woodsy. They're in a cabin, but
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, there's some options there.
If you're going with cabins, fucking go for Evil Dead as well.
Yeah. That is a good call. Evil Dead 2 for sure.
Bring some Scooby-Doo for sure if you're bringing the kids. If you're like, you got to have some of that.
Yeah, it's just Juniper that's going to be tagging along for this one, so we'll figure out something that she can watch.
I was about to say, there's some Scooby-Doo films absolutely that she can watch. I'm sure she's into Scooby-Doo.
Oh, yeah, we watch Scooby-Doo and play Scooby-Doo all the time.
Yeah, there you go.
She's got the Mystery Machine. She plays with the figures. Yeah, it's good stuff. She likes Scooby-Doo.
Sick. Yeah, I'm waiting on Zombie Island is being released on Blu-ray at the end of this month, so I will also be doing a video about that.
Nice.
I'm actually going to be picking up a couple of those. Oh, there you go. Scooby-Doo Camp Scare is awesome. I actually have not seen that one. It's one of the movies they made in the last 20 years. I think that's a more recent one, but they still make great Scooby-Doo movies. I haven't caught up with all of them, and I kind of should, being the Scooby geek that I am.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Scooby-Doo because, like I said, the littlest one, she likes that, and she's into it and hasn't seemed to be too afraid. I even had her watching a couple of Real Ghostbusters episodes the other day, and she was a little scared by the intro, but I paused it and she was doing something else, and then I was watching it in the background while I was making breakfast. I watched the third Halloween episode they did, the one without Samhain, even though they call him Sam Hain in the episodes. And that was like a primetime TV special. I watched that one. That was a good episode, but she came down partway through and just watched it, and then she let me turn on another episode or two.
I was about to say, was that Slimer in the Real Ghostbusters by the time that one happened?
Yeah, but it wasn't the traditional Real Ghostbusters animation style. So it had the new intro though with the other stuff, but yeah, that was part of that revamped package.
Yeah, there's always. I did last year an episode, like 10 Halloween episodes of TV shows, and I was like Fresh Prince, Alf, Freaks and Geeks. So there's always lots of good TV episodes to watch. I had on Extreme Ghostbusters, just some episodes playing in the background today while I was doing editing. So matching up.
Yeah, I feel like you always.
Frame, throwing that on the background.
It's always nice to have something in the background that you're familiar with. So while you're doing an edit or anything like that.
Yeah. Munsters, I have the complete series on, so sometimes we'll throw that on at night, relax in bed, and watch some of that shit.
Yeah, that's a good call. So, but yeah, Scooby-Doo Camp Scare I threw on my list of things to take camping, so that'll be a good idea.
Yeah.
They got the Amazon Prime deals going on right now, so I'm halfway tempted to look up a projector to see how well that might work.
I have a projector
little
I got
one.
at Walmart one year, Black Friday, for $40.
Nice.
Just plugs right into HDMI, and I mean, listen, you're not going to install it for a home theater setup, but like for any of our purposes, it looked fucking great, and it was HD, so I just plugged it right into my fucking laptop and was using streaming shit from it.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because normally I'll just take an iPad with me and stream, and I've got a Bluetooth speaker that we'll hook up to, so we got good sound, but like I'm not worried about screen size necessarily, more as the ambiance and atmosphere. So
it came with the screen, but it's like a fold up screen, like it's so there's probably creases and shit.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I've ever even unfolded it.
Yeah.
You could probably find one for less than $100 these days. That's like okay enough for your purposes. I'm not gonna home theater.
Yeah, we'll see what we do.
But, it's fun shit.
Yeah, because I mean, for me, that's what I would use it for the most. Would be like camping situations, just because get out and do stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm like long term in my house. I think we might, depending on what our existence is, if we're gonna, what kind of house we're gonna have. But I would like to have just like an area where you can pull the car around back and fucking have a drive-in in your own backyard kind of thing.
Yeah, that'd be legit.
Just throw up some speakers that I can open up and put a Bluetooth speaker in or something. Or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Be sick. Well, let's get to this list, I guess.
Yeah, and this list is interesting because there's so many good horror movies out there. And
yeah. Let's see. All right, you want to go first, or should I?
Yeah, so the first one for me is Monster Squad. So, I mean, I watch this almost every Halloween, but I'm going to see how Juniper does, and if she gets scared, obviously I'll finish it by myself, but I'm going to kind of test the waters there with the Universal Monsters kind of theme. So even though they didn't get the licensing for that, they took some liberties there with the character design, but overall, I think it works well.
Yeah.
And that's just one of my favorite. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just jumping in with Sam Cooper commented, Psyched has 2 great scary episodes, Scary Sherry and Tuesday the 17th is super fun. I've actually been wanting to check out more of that show. I don't know if you've seen much of it, Justin, but it's from the 2000s, and it has well, they did a Twin Peaks episode, so I've watched that one. I think it's called Dual Spires. The thing, but also reference it while doing their own thing on it. It's kind of like a psychic detective show, but it's a comedy. So,
all right.
But they did a Breakfast Club episode at one point I watched as well, and they did Twin Peaks. So it sounds like they do a bunch of references to stuff that's really cool. I have to check more of it out.
You have to get into that because that seems like there's a ton of people that really love that series.
Yeah.
And that's just one when that came out, my broke ass was not in a spot where I could afford cable, so was not
Right.
watching that when it came out.
For sure.
So,
Well, Monster
so
Squad. Hey, yeah, that's a good choice. I have the DVD sitting out in my living room. I don't have a Blu-ray or 4K of that or anything, but the DVD I have is like the collector's edition that has a lot of good special features.
I've
Cover
got the
art sucks.
4K. I picked that up. Picked that up a couple of years ago when the 4K came out, and I like that because it's got the documentaries on there. It's got the Wolfman's got Nards, and there's a second documentary that's on there as well. So that's an excellent set. And then I've obviously got a Blu-ray of that because for a while that was a hard to find movie anyway.
Yeah.
And find a they had some basic DVDs and basic Blu-rays, and then I was able to pick up the VHS re-release through TerraVision last year. So
Yeah.
that's exciting to have that on VHS.
Yeah, I picked up the Rumpelstiltskin one, and it had a purple shell, so that was awesome.
Very nice.
Well, my first one is going to be a movie I feel like I've talked about before on this podcast, but from 2000, it's a Disney Channel original movie. It's called Phantom of the Megaplex.
Okay.
And this one is one of the Disney Channel original movies that's spooky themed. They had a couple of them. This one in particular hits home really well, though, because it takes place in a movie theater. And it's like
Nice.
from the year 2000. You know what I mean? Like that's a perfect year to revisit a movie theater for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it has like Mickey Rooney in it as a role. Really old as hell. It's basically Phantom of the Opera, but at a movie theater instead of, an opera. And it's sort of Disney kids comedy, 2000s era, and it's one I would watch on these like Friday night Disney movies and shit. During the spooky season, they'd air it, and I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna get myself some popcorn and watch fucking Phantom of the Megaplex tonight in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck what everybody else up to.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment, like do it that way, watch it. Because some of those are actually really fun movies, man. Like there's the nostalgic vibe to them, the made for TV movies. Some of those just hit right. They have good Halloween vibes without being like insanely gory.
Well, it was
Which
like Disney Channel too, it's like
mm-hmm.
their movie quality was better than a lot of people's TV movie quality. It was still a TV movie, but it's fucking Disney still.
Yeah, it's still got the Disney name on it. So if they wouldn't have done it like that, they could have easily just thrown one of their other brand titles on it and said, this is this, and it's a direct-to-video, but we're going to show it on the Disney Channel. So yeah, they're very intentional about their quality there for some of that. So which is why some of that holds up so well.
I don't think it has a physical media release, or at least not an official one. I've seen VHS copies of it, but they are definitely boots.
Oh, okay.
So that's a good one. Check it out. It's on, Disney Plus, I'm sure, but I'll probably check out a version on Internet Archive, maybe with some commercials or something.
Ooh, yeah, I love that. Yeah, do that. I'll have to check that out too, see where that's at.
What do you got next?
Christine.
Solid.
So I'm listening to the audio book of that right now, and I'm about just over halfway through the book. And it's solid. And just after hearing all this, I immediately want to watch the movie. More so than Pet Sematary, because I just listened to that too. And Pet Sematary, those movies are interesting, but I feel like the Christine movie is just an overall better picture and has better rewatchability.
I've only seen Christine a couple times, but it's like one of my favorites, like gems that kind of like I went so long without seeing, and now I'm like, all right, this is a great movie.
For me, it fits like it's so much. It's just Ghostbusters adjacent because it's the old Columbia Pictures release. It's about a possessed car essentially, and yeah, it's a good movie.
I do have
a
a
fun
VHS
movie
of that, but I don't think it's the Columbia one. I think it's just a later release. But
Okay, yeah, I've got the Columbia one that matches like with the spine. So if like you have all your Columbia stuff next to each other, it looks the same. But if you flip it to the other side of the spine, then it shows like the actual movie logo. I love those ones. Those VHS just hit because like you can display them two ways and it's beautiful.
I don't see it, but I'm pretty sure I have that on tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one though. Solid. It's kind of reminds me of another movie I have on my list. We'll get to later.
Okay.
We'll go next up with a movie from 1986, and I have not seen this movie.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's on my watch list this year. Real quick, Sam Cooper said the book is better than the movie. I think watching the movie first makes the book more fun. About Christine.
Yeah, I would agree, because I'd seen it before too. And then the book just has so many more details and so much more character arc for the other characters in the story. So I've been really enjoying that, but I love it. Excited to rewatch that after I finish the book.
So my pick is a film from 1986 with the title Trick or Treat.
Okay. Not to be confused with the later Trick or Treat.
Or Trick or Treat is what that one's called. Trick or Treat, technically.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure there's other movies that have come out called that as well. But this is the 1986 film. Just the plot line is the plot centers on an outcast metalhead teenager who is haunted by the ghost of his rock hero. And it says it's a slasher movie. But basically, this movie has a very interesting cult audience, and I've heard about it for years. I bought the DVD a few months ago, but I've been saving it to watch for the first time this month.
That's a good call.
They released it. I think Synapse Films released it.
Okay.
And I found a copy at, I think, Vintage Stock. It was only like $10 for the DVD new. And I was like, I've never seen it, so I'm not going to like go buy the $30 4K right now or anything. So
yeah.
And a new scan of an old movie on DVD, honestly, I'm sure it looks great. So that's one I'm interested in. I know that there is an Ozzy Osbourne cameo in this film.
Okay.
And I think Gene Simmons as well. I've heard Ozzy's in like on a TV screen. I've kind of like I've seen clips of it and stuff, and I tried to watch it years ago, but like got distracted or something. So I've almost seen it, but not fully.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Kind of that thing.
Yeah. So my next one is Bubba Hotep. So this is a Bruce Campbell film. I've never seen this one yet. It's been on my to watch list for a while, but I've been saving it, much like you have. I've been saving it for October. So I got married on Halloween a couple of years ago, and we got married by an Elvis impersonator in Vegas. And Elvis himself is a piece of shit, but Elvis impersonators are like fucking fascinating on their own, like the original cosplayer. And the premise of this movie is absurd. It's Bruce Campbell playing an Elvis impersonator, essentially, or thinks he's Elvis. And so, yeah, I'm really excited to watch this. I think I'm going to watch this hopefully on Halloween or like with the wife right as we celebrate the anniversary. I think that's kind of when I want to watch that for the first time. So
yeah, you'll have to let me know because I don't think I'm ever going to watch that movie.
Really? Why is that?
I've heard of that movie and it's never sounded appealing to me. I don't know. Just one of those ones that I've just like steered clear of intentionally, like when I've been aware of it.
Okay.
Even just the Bubba Hotep, the title is off-putting for me for some reason. Now I'm just judgy with that, but
sure.
Bruce Campbell, I've seen some like random, like what's that one? Bruce Campbell versus the whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that great, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm kind of just like in that department. I don't know.
When I saw Bruce Campbell in person, for his little traveling game show he did a couple of years back, he talked about Bubba Hotep, and I was like, okay, that's fascinating. And like hearing his perspective on it, and the movie may be garbage. I don't know. We'll see. But it's developed a cult following at this point, and I definitely want to check out at least once. So it's on my list for this year.
Yeah. I'm talking shit without having seen it, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I could come back in November and be like, that was the worst fucking Bruce Campbell movie I've ever seen. We'll see.
Sam says, speaking of Bruce Campbell, if you have Peacock, check out Hysteria. Yeah, I meant to watch that when it came out. I just never did. It
I
seemed
watched
like it
that
was going to
last
be
year.
kind of like a little bit of like a comedy version of like Stranger Things was my vibe, like parodying it a little bit without being too like airplane or scary movie-ish, but I didn't ever watch it.
Because it's a high school cast, I get why you'd see that, but it's definitely worth watching. I really enjoyed it. And the soundtrack's pretty good too. I actually was listening to the soundtrack last fall, and there's a couple of songs because there's like in the show, like some of the kids are in a band together, and there's some songs on there that were pretty good for the originals that were for the in universe band. So I was listening to those and threw some of those in the Halloween playlist. So actually, that's a good call. I might watch that again in the background this year because it's I enjoyed that one a lot.
Yeah.
All right. So what's your next
I wasn't
one?
saying like that the plot was going to be like Stranger Things either. I just meant like it seemed like that's kind of like the wave they were trying to ride with it being a series, and it seemed like a period piece, was it not? Shit, I was going to say something else about that. It's gone though.
It's all good. But yeah, watch it if you get a chance because I like that, and you've got Peacock, so
yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say, in regards to rock Satanism, there's a really good movie, Deathgasm, about a band that summons the devil with music. Or
okay.
Like a demon, essentially, and fucks some shit up. I've only seen it once, but I think it was a New Zealand movie.
Probably worth at least a viewing.
Yeah. Next on the list is from 1999. This film features a lot of interesting stuff. It's called Idle Hands. And this is a must-watch every Halloween season for me. This is like a lazy afternoon watch.
I love that movie, man. I saw that in theaters when it came out. Fucking so good. Soundtrack's great too. I actually bought the soundtrack on CD a couple of years ago because I wouldn't say I tolerate The Offspring, but there's a song in that called Beheaded that they re-recorded for this movie that was on one of their very first albums. And I got the album version originally because I could never find the Idle Hands soundtrack like when I saw the movie in theaters. So I picked that up on eBay a couple of years ago. So I have the better, more modern version. So, and of course, fucking Devin Sawa in his prime, like around the same time he did SLC Punk and was just doing like some kind of like random, kind of like weird fucking roles.
They did Final Destination the next year too. Like,
yeah,
great shit. Not to mention, like Seth Green and that other kid that was in Butterfly Effect, and then
plays Foggy Nelson in a fucking Daredevil TV show.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like, yeah, he's gone on to be,
yeah, he's a great actor. I've seen him in some other shit as well. Basically, I don't think this has a 4K release of any kind. It does have a Blu-ray, I think, from Scream Factory. I have the DVD of it, but yeah, the soundtrack I really like that it has. There's one song I can't even remember who it's by. It's by somebody weird that I've never heard before, but I have it on a couple Halloween playlists. And then there's, I think, Dragula's in there, or at least one of the Rob Zombie songs from that album.
It is because they show the music video in the movie. Like, that's part of it.
Yeah. They also show the music video for Pop That Coochie.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if it's not on the soundtrack, should be.
Yeah.
I didn't think they could show this video anymore.
Yeah, so it's very much like punk and metal. So,
yeah,
right. The Living End is on there. Blink-182, which is funny because Tom DeLonge has a fucking cameo in there as a drive-through worker.
Yeah, I forget about that too. Like,
yeah, The Waking Hours, Dragula, but it's the Hot Rod Herman remix, so that's cool. Zebrahead's in there. Static X. Disappointment Incorporated, Unwritten Law, The Vandals, Lion Rock, Motley Crue, and then the Idle Hands theme. Yeah, so it's good. I like it.
Solid. What do you got next?
The next one for me is The Substance. Liz has not seen that yet, so to me, it's like essential that we finally get around to watching it. But it's been increasingly difficult for us to watch movies like with an exhausting toddler around. So she's always like, I want to watch something, but I'm so tired. And I'm like, I get it. So it's going to be one of those I just have to get her caffeinated to keep her up for a while so we can watch it.
Yeah, that was
I
my
mean, that
favorite
was-
movie of last year, and
Mhm.
I've watched it once this year already. I think over the summer, and I watched the VHS when I got a copy of a print that was made of that.
Nice.
I think that's the
Yeah, I
only
bought
new
the,
movie besides the Terrifier stuff that I've got on VHS.
Yeah, so that is I mean, that was so good in the theaters, and I feel like that's a movie that I haven't watched a ton. I'm hoping that, it gets better and better with additional viewings. But I'm just excited to see Liz get fucking shocked by that movie because it just fucking goes to places you just don't expect.
Oh, it's crazy! It's amazing. I have such
Like
a
by
good
the end of that
time.
movie, you're like, this shit is fucking bonkers. It's just wild.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're making me want to watch it now. There were lots of good movies that came out last year. That was one hell of a year, but that one takes the cake for sure. And
Mhm.
yeah, that was one when I finally got my hands on the 4K in January. I was just so stoked.
I think I just bought the Blu-ray of that because the Blu-ray was like, I want to say like half the price of the 4K on Amazon. I was like, whatever. I'm like, that's fine. I've got it in the collection. That's what matters.
Yeah, Blu-ray's good enough for most shit, to be honest. So
There's not, I mean, all the practical effects in that were pretty much in there. So, like, you could do either way. I mean, had the 4K been cheaper, I would have gotten it for sure. But, you know.
next up, I've got a remake. This remake is from 2011. Any guesses about that year?
2011 remake. No, I don't.
It's a vampire film.
A vampire remake from 2011.
Starring Anton Yelchin and Colin Farrell.
Ah, okay. Fright Night. Yeah, okay. The remake of that's actually solid. It's pretty good.
It's fucking grown on me. Like I kind of recalled not giving too much of a shit about it when it came out. Saw it in theaters, but
I thought it did a good
used a couple months ago, and I watched it then.
Yeah.
And now I'm like having like I need to watch that again. Like I've been kind of wanting to rewatch it, which is crazy. I was like, I had a great time watching that, just chilling on the couch.
Well, for me, they took the essential elements of the original and I don't want to say modernized it, but they basically found a way to tell a good story in a modern setting at the time.
Yeah.
And so I think that worked really well for it.
They changed the setting. It was the original's in Iowa, although it's not super clear to everyone that it is, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then that one's in what, Vegas, I think, right? Or at least the
Yeah.
outskirts of Vegas, kind of. And man, I'm like, I only have the DVD of that. I'm like, I kind of want to get the Blu-ray of that now. Actually, I'd like to see.
Yeah.
Watched again on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I watched that, and a lot of people did not like it. And when I saw it, I was like, no, this is a pretty good movie. I mean, it's one that I've watched several times. I tend to watch it every couple of years, it seems like. It's not in my constant rotation.
Yeah.
But it's worthy.
Sam Cooper says, have you watched Studio 666? I think that's the Dave Grohl horror movie. I have not seen
Yeah,
that
I watched that last October. That was real, like, B-movie shenanigans bullshit. As someone who's been in a band and played in bands, like, that made that movie a lot better for me. I wouldn't say it was an amazing film, but it was entertaining.
Yeah.
I didn't like watch it and be like, oh, I need to buy the physical media of that or I need to rewatch it. But I watched it. And I was like, I can say I've seen it. So
There you go. I have not seen it, and like I had the vague interest, but what you just said is kind of what everybody said. I've never heard anything really great about it, so kind of just like, maybe I'll see it.
it's
Maybe I
worth
won't.
it's worth a watch if you come across it, right? So
Uh, so yeah, Fright Night, solid remake. I'm gonna check it out again this year. What do you got next?
My next one is Urban Legends from 2000. That's one that I saw in theaters again, and I have not watched that probably since like I rented it on home video. After I saw it in theaters, I liked it enough to rent it, when it came out on DVD the next
Mhm.
year, and I just want to go back and revisit that movie. I just want to check it out again. Like we've seen all the Final Destination, and I know what you did last summer, kind of like that nostalgia, remakes, continuation, sequels, all that stuff there. And so I'm like, okay, I really want to go back and rewatch that one. I kind of remember liking it, and so I'm throwing that on my list.
I have never seen that one.
Really?
You'd be surprised. Yeah, that's one I kind of didn't even really know it existed, at least for its initial release or anything. It just wasn't popular enough, at least from my
Mm-hmm.
perspective as a child. By the time I started hearing about it, I was just like, I've never heard of it before, so it couldn't be that good. I had kind of that mentality for a while, and then I've still never seen it, but I have an interest in it. I've seen some of the sequels, like the DVDs for them, while I've been like sifting through horror DVDs, and I've been like, if I can find the original, I'll buy it and check it out. But,
Yeah, some of the sequels like really got fucking panned. So they did 2 sequels. So this originally came out in 1998. The only thing that's got me kind of like not wanting to watch it slightly is fucking Jared Leto, but
ugh.
he doesn't look like Jared Leto because he's young, and he also I don't think he was operating his cult back then. So just trying to overlook that when I watch this because I am not going to watch fucking Tron. And Tron sounds interesting, but every time I see the fucking trailers for the new Tron movie and I see his stupid fucking face,
Yeah.
I'm immediately just fucking disappointed. I'm like, Disney literally had the fucking balls to bow down and take Kimmel off the air, and I don't even fucking give a fuck about Kimmel. And then they're gonna be like, you're gonna do what somebody says for that, but some guy with a sex cult is gonna be okay and allowed to like star in your movie. Nah, just not into it.
Hey,
And
what's
they
up?
got 9 Inch Nails. I'm like, what are you doing?
Hey, what's up, Christian? Thanks for stopping by. That's Planet CHH. Yeah, dude, I don't do Jared Leto. I like Evan Peters a lot, so I was very interested in seeing what Tron was going to be like. And then since Nine Inch Nails is doing the soundtrack, I'm just going to listen to the soundtrack, and then I'll be done with that. But my number one,
Yeah.
the last movie on the list here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to do a separate video on this because it's been a few years now, and I finally have full-fledged thoughts. But the last movie for the Halloween watch list tonight is going to be Halloween Ends from 2022. Now, you had
Okay.
Christine on your list, which I found
Yeah.
funny because I have Halloween Ends on mine. And it's very much like a clear, obvious, and love letter to Christine.
Mm-hmm.
Christian says, so happy to hear Leto hate. I can't stand that piece of shit. Bro, for sure. Like, so lame. And it's like, I don't understand how Hollywood doesn't get the memo that people don't like him. I'm like, I don't understand. It's kind of like I have cognitive dissonance with it. Same thing with like Logan Paul. I'm like, who's actually a fan of this kid? Because he's been popular for like 10 years. So aren't the people who were kids when he was originally making content, haven't they grown up? And with Jared Leto, it's like, I don't understand who the fuck ever liked this guy. Sure, like the, emo and alternative music community gave a shit about him 20 years ago for 5 minutes when 30 Seconds to Mars was putting out music. But really,
Yeah.
who fucking cares anymore, man?
Well, he's so creepy. I mean, there's people that just like I would just wish they don't exist. and he's on that fucking and I don't want anything bad to happen to him, and I just wish that this just never existed at all. That's what I'm getting at. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt you. I'm like, don't take that the wrong way. Like, I wish he didn't exist. Just like Will, the singer from Aiden. Like, once you find out about all the weird, fucking disturbing, creepy shit he did from the same time frame, you're just like,
Yeah.
no, like unforgivable bullshit. Fuck you. Don't like you. Not into it. I feel like those two should go hang out together and do some weird stuff to each other and leave everyone else alone.
If I ever met Jared Leto, I feel like the first thing I'd do is be like, "Do you like Huey Lewis in the News?" And then I would immediately dispose of him.
Yes. And if you had to, like, there are certain movies you tolerate Jared Leto in, and you hate the movie for it.
Yeah.
Like Fight Club. I enjoy Fight Club. That's one of those movies, though, I don't watch very often anymore. I feel like that got so played out, I'd rather just read the book because the book is fucking money.
Well, that's one of those things, like, yeah, I went 10 years without watching Fight Club. I think I watched it at the beginning of this year, and I was like, hey, that is still a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
I don't have a desire to watch it again for a while, though, because I was just like, that's one of those movies, I need to make this, like, an edgy movie fucking, like, cinephile tier list, or, like, iceberg, because that's one of those movies that when you're, like, 16, and everybody's going through this these days, too, you're, like, discovering weird cinema or stuff that's just a little bit different than what you normally are watching and what's pushed everywhere. And you just find Fight Club and you're like, holy shit, dude, I'm so fucking cool, dude. No one else has seen this shit. And it's like, there's lots of movies like that. And that one's right at the fucking top.
And that movie got so fucked. I mean, the movie's good, but that movie lost so much of what that book was about. Like the whole, I mean, it's like American Psycho, right? That book has social commentary that people don't fucking get when they watch it. Like they just don't understand it. They take it as like a literal thing, and like they find these characters heroic and like role models or idols, and you're like, you're fucking missing the point. You are like so far away from the point here. It's just unbelievable.
That's the thing, is like all the movies I like with Jared Leto in them, he gets violently fucked up. Like he gets axe murdered in American Psycho, 16, and then gets pummeled to oblivion in Fight Club. So
yeah,
kind of like, yeah, if he's getting that, if that's all that's happening to him and then he's done, I'm down. I have the same disdain for him that Patrick Bateman does. I don't want to relate to Patrick Bateman.
Yeah, you're making me a villain by putting this asshole in movies. Yeah, F that guy.
Yeah, but anyway, Halloween Ends. I liked this one immediately when it came out, right? I was kind of on that train immediately, and we're both big fans of Halloween 3. So, like, we weren't at all bothered by what this movie did. And I think when we watched that, I can understand most people's dislike of it in the context of it being in that trilogy and ending that trilogy. If you had kind of just combined kills with the first movie, and it was just a 2-movie thing, this kind of would have been better, or looked at better, I guess, by people. I didn't read that. Planet CH8 says, if I met Jared Leto, I'd tell him he's a decent singer. He's so narcissistic, I bet that would absolutely drive him nuts.
He's decent. That's fucking classic. I love it.
Oh, I've heard your stuff. You guys are pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, if you guys practice a little bit more, you guys might make something of yourselves.
Exactly. Keep going. Oh, I know a radio station manager. Maybe he could get you guys on there.
Some radio time. Yeah. They do local bands.
I know a guy who owns a small, record label. He put out some of Corey Feldman's stuff, dude.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
No, the new Halloween trilogy there was interesting because, to your point, if you skip the second one and you include the original, you could have like a really good film trilogy there with those 3.
Yeah, I mean, all the Halloween movies people have varying crazy opinions on. Like, I probably do too, but I really love Halloween Ends. There's just something about it. It's a great fucking movie. And I think it's the fact that I'm just not so hung up on Michael Myers as everyone else, which is why I'm able to enjoy Halloween 3 as much as I do, I guess. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's for a very hit or miss series. People act like those were like fucking sacrilege, and I'm like, man, 2018 was very solid, and Kills was kind of like, all right, it did that. It has some of the best kills. It's excellent to watch for that. And then there's some of like the worst shit going on with the pedestrians and other characters.
Yeah.
And then Halloween Ends as a part of that trilogy is so fucking weird and doesn't make any sense. But on its own, as just Halloween Ends, just rules.
Yeah, and I think with horror, I would say a lot of horror fans can appreciate that, but obviously these were very large tentpole Halloween franchise, right? Obviously, and
Yeah.
so you get people that can't appreciate the nuance of some horror, and so they're like, "Oh, they're going in for it." And like this trilogy isn't like so perfect start to finish. It doesn't spell everything out for you. It doesn't explain all this stuff. And like, yeah, I get that for some degree. You know, you want some of those in movies, but at the same time, like it's horror, man. Don't take it too serious. Just let it do some weird shit. Gross you
Yeah,
out a little bit.
definitely. So, I mean, you could put any Halloween movie in this spot that you're really a fan of. I just chose this year because I wanted to chat about it, and Halloween 3 is like the obvious choice. I will watch that every year. And Halloween Ends is kind of like, I want to throw it on. I want to check it
I'm
out
gonna
again.
piss off a lot of people here, but for me personally, I would rather watch Halloween 3 over Halloween annually. So for my annual viewing, if I'm gonna pick one of the two, I'm gonna pick Halloween 3 because it's the tempo of that movie and the pacing of that movie is just more engaging for me.
Hmm.
Like Halloween's good, but Halloween is like so slow going at moments that like
Oh.
I get fucking so distracted like I'm watching that movie. Like I'm like doom scrolling, and then I'm like, fuck, I'm not watching the movie. So like for me, when I'm watching Halloween 3, I'm like tuned in the whole time.
If the music wasn't so damn good in Halloween, I might agree with that. The music carries that movie in the moods throughout for
Yeah,
sure, I
but
think.
for me though, I can doom scroll and just fucking love the music because I've got a lot of the Halloween soundtrack on playlists and things like that. So I just like that music anyway.
Well, yeah, same. I
So
mean, I like,
yeah.
to be honest, the version of Halloween theme song I have on mine is the one from 2 because it just changes up from what you normally hear all the fucking time. Everybody's always playing the one from the first one or just like remixes that are the same piano shit. And that one's a little more like
Yeah.
almost synthy industrial and pretty sick.
Yeah. Yeah. I can appreciate that for sure. Honorable mentions because, you know, obviously I had a backup or two in case we had any overlap, which we usually do. But if I was going to take anything off my list and replace it with something, Monster Squad, because I've already watched that this year,
Hmm.
and I would throw on Freddy's Dead. Mostly because I really want to see the new 4K version of that. I really want to check out the 3D and enjoy that. And
Yeah.
I need to go like just browsing around online and like see what people's general opinion is on Freddy's Dead. Because
It's
I
very
personally,
mixed these days. There are people who fucking hate it, and there are people who love it. And I'm one of those people who loves it, for sure. It's wacky as fuck. It's goddamn Freddy's a Looney Tune in that movie, but it's still great.
to me, as someone that was terrified of Freddy as a kid from the first movie, by the time they get to that one and he's basically a caricature of himself, but he's still like just violently destroying people.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm all on board. Like even just watching the trailer for that and seeing him like impersonate the Wizard of Oz, and he's like, "I'll get you and your little soul too." All
Oh
right,
yeah.
now you've got my attention. All right, I'm on board for that. And then the Power Glove. There's so many like iconic things in that movie that are obnoxious and absurd, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it every day.
Yeah. Sam Cooper said I was good with Halloween Ends, but I think they fumbled the landing. Should have let Corey live and carry it on. Yeah, may as well. Fucking A. That's the most disappointing part of that movie every time is when Corey actually dies. I'm like, I get it. Kind of needs to happen for this to be Halloween Ends, and if they're really ending everything, that's not what the story is supposed to be about, although that's the story I give a shit about in that movie. Goes on to say Halloween 3 is definitely consistent and was done a disservice having Halloween in the name. I think that's the point
Yeah.
Justin makes all the time. It doesn't bother me at this point. I don't give a shit.
I don't either, but I just feel like had that released and it had just been called Season of the Witch, no one would have talked shit on it because it's a good fucking movie.
Yeah, no one would have talked shit on it, but also maybe no one would have seen it to begin with. So I don't know if it would have any sort of eyes on it.
I don't know. Tom Atkins, though, in that, like, he was a pretty big star then. So, like, I feel like he's had
done
some
a lot
star
of horror
power.
movies, so, like, it would probably...
Yeah.
I feel like it'd probably be about as well known and seen as... Who directed that? Tommy Lee Wallace? That's the guy that did...
Either way, I think it still would have had a cult status, right?
It's the same guy that did the It miniseries, isn't it? The directed Halloween 3?
I want to say yes to that.
Fact check me. But, like, that director, he did a great job with that movie, and...
Yeah, Tommy Lee Wallace. Let's see, what else is he known for?
I feel like he did the It miniseries. I feel good about having knowledge if he did. If not, I'll feel dumb.
I'm not seeing that on here. But
is it
stand
under TV,
by.
though?
I'm looking at TV movies and then under TV here. He did some Twilight Zone, though. Oh, yeah, Stephen King's It. Yeah, it's there. Okay, you're right.
Sick. Good.
I was looking for It, not Stephen King's It. I forgot how they titled that.
And I love that, too. So, like, yeah, who knows what could have been, but it is what it is now. I actually need to pick up the 4K. That Scream Factory is doing, or Shout, whatever. They're doing a sale this month. You can get it for $20, I think, directly off their website, but who knows, plus shipping.
So, fascinating point here while we're talking about Tommy Lee Wallace. He wrote and directed Fright Night Part 2, which I believe is finally getting as of... so there's a 4K Blu-ray release is set for 2026, and I did see that news.
See, I don't even have Fright Night on 4K.
Yeah, that's on my list. I just haven't snagged it yet. So I love that movie, but in all honesty, like having a vintage VHS copy, I'm just like, that hits all the right notes, man. Throw that in on VHS, and like I feel like I need the 4K just to kind of appreciate it for the film that it is and get that theatrical viewing for it for me.
Yeah. So it seems like it's only had a steelbook release on 4K, which is fine because it's the dope artwork. But it's out of print and hard to find. Let's see here. Walmart. Oh, it's out of stock, of course, but they have it listed on there for $28. Bummer. I need to find that. Need to get that. I only have a DVD. I don't even have a Blu-ray of Fright Night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got the VHS and a DVD release. And I have a VHS recording, I think probably just a rip of the VHS, like a copy.
Yeah.
Fright Night 2.
Yeah, and Fright Night 2 had major rights issues. That's why it's been one of the most common bootlegged movies you can find out there, and you pretty much have to go to eBay to buy the bootleg. So
yeah, the theme song for Fright Night actually popped up on Spotify the other day, and it hadn't been on there before that I noticed. So
nice.
Most frightening night. That one, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's one of those things, man. Like some of these classic horror movies, like not to beat the dead horse and jump back on Monster Squad, but I bought a CD copy of the soundtrack, or the score more accurately, because there's only a couple of original songs in there besides the score, limited to 5,000 copies. And now you can get it on vinyl and a bunch of other releases. And when I got it, you couldn't get any of those songs like on streaming, and I haven't checked to see if they are on there now, just because I uploaded it to my digital library, so it's like in my Halloween playlist for the Monster Squad rap and Rock Until You Drop, because that song fucking hits.
Oh yeah, rock
I
until you
love
drop.
that song.
Rock
For that
till your
montage
heart
scene, man.
beats.
I mean, that is like prime 80s montage music, man. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't get much better than that. It
Solid
does not.
shit.
Yeah, really love that.
Well, unless anybody else has got anything else to say, we'll start to wrap it up here. But some good choices to watch this season. Some ideas for everybody else as well.
Yeah, if you got ideas, drop it in the comments below, even if you check this out after the fact. I'd like to see what everyone else is watching. The other thing that I thought was fascinating that's awesome, and I'll just kind of wrap up my side of things with this, is there's so many movies getting theatrical re-releases this year. And I love that, but I wonder how many people are going to that. Is it just the diehard fans of those movies? Is it, like, are people taking the next generation film goers and stuff like that? Or is like the average movie goer checking any of these out? Or is it just like the uber nerds like us?
Probably just the uber nerds. I went to Shaun of the Dead last year.
Yeah.
And it was like 3 people in the theater with me. So yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Back to the Future comes out at the end of this month, and I imagine that's going to kick some ass and be like super busy, but just because that's a movie with a very broad appeal,
Yeah.
right? But Casper hitting like theaters again, which it's interesting because we're getting all this badass physical media for it in time for the Halloween, but then they're also going to have the theatrical re-release. And if someone bought the 4K, are they going to spend the money to go see it again in the theaters because they love it that much, right? It's like, ugh.
I like Casper. And if I hadn't just bought the 4K, I probably would go see it in theaters. But I just bought the 4K and did the comparison video and everything. So I watched the DVD, the VHS, all that shit too. And
so you watched everything, yeah.
Yeah.
And so for me with my AMC Movie Pass, I'm like, I might, if I get a chance, I might just go check that out if I get the opportunity.
Yeah.
So, but like Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, I think had some showings this month, and yeah, so it's been a busy month like that. But I just would love to know, like,
the first 2 Twilights, the first 2 Spider-Man movies, I think.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of other random shit. Snoich the Noich 42, Snoich, I guess. Have you seen the fan edit combining the OG Halloween 2 with the extras from the Rosenthal cut? No, I have not. I know there's a couple versions I've seen people floating around of Halloween and Halloween 2 combined.
Oh, as a single edit? That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would like to watch that.
There's a couple of boots of that going around as well, like physical copies of it. And see, I want to upgrade some of the Halloween movies to 4K, and I want to get the rest on Blu-ray. I want to upgrade just the first one and the third one to 4K, and the rest I'm going to stick with Blu-ray. But I want to buy the Scream Factory Blu-ray set because that's the one with the extra versions of shit. It's very complicated, but there's like,
I know, doesn't
versions of what is that, 6? Curse.
That's the damnedest thing about physical media, is because the best value is just to buy the Blu-ray set and then pick up the 4K as additional pickups.
Yeah.
Right? It just makes the most sense financially and everything else. Like, I'm never going to watch the Blu-ray of those originals, I guess. I mean, I guess maybe if your 4K player craps out or you have an issue with something, but, you might have it as a backup, but,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Some of them have different features, and after I do comparison scans, it's like, oh, this one actually might look better.
That is true, though. That is true, yeah.
But anyway, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll probably be back next week talking about something spooky for the month.
Not that we're not spooky all year round anyway, but, I mean, I think everyone's really enjoying it this time of year.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
We'll see you later.
Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.